I'm Gary Spencer Millidge and I publish a book called Strangehaven. Strangehaven's pretty complicated to describe. It's actually a soap opera format, but it's a bit more sophisticated than that. It's a number of different stories which are all set in the same village, which is called Strangehaven. And in the first issue you're introduced to the character called Alex Hunter, who discovers the village by accident, getting lost in the south of England on Dartmoor in Devon. The village is composed of a number of strange and not quite so strange people, and the common thing is that they all have secrets to hide, and Strangehaven is sort of revealing different parts of like the human condition, if you like, but what people get up to behind closed doors and the various secrets that they may have. The Indian shaman is called Megaran. He's, for some reason, living in England, in the village of Strangehaven. He grew up in a small Amazonian village, and he's interacting with the rest of the village. He's establishing a friendship with a young lad who lives in the village. There's a secret cult, some members of which are revealed and some are not. They operate behind closed doors at night. It's a sort of parody of Masonic rituals and also black magic rituals, and the common links between them. My influences are not just from comics. In fact, mainly they're from TV programmes like The Prisoner, which was always my favourite 1960s programme. Particularly the first issue. There's lots of references to The Prisoner, but probably the biggest influence was Twin Peaks. The idea of having a soap opera set in a really strange village gave me the idea of sort of an infinite, number of possibilities that you could actually tell under one name. The current storyline, is quite a long storyline, but there's several subplots going on at the same time that I can later expand into, bigger plots at a later time. Strangehaven's got that in common because it's a format for me to tell a number of different stories. There's not one overall story. I have sort of various plots that I'm going to develop. And the difference between your average soap opera and Strangehaven is that I'm very careful to the different resolutions of the stories and the way they reverberate and affect all the other inhabitants of Strangehaven. Well, Strangehaven's actually designed in an American comic book format. European comics are very, very different, particularly French and Italian comics, which are really probably the best comics in the world, are usually anthologies. They're usually in magazine format, and the stories are usually collected into hardback, what you'd call graphic novels, or they call album on the continent. So Strangehaven, because it's in English and the biggest English market is in America, I've actually aimed at the American market by putting it in an American-sized format. What I'm trying to do is sell an English mystery to the Americans. I'm writing what I know about. I'm writing about England, and I'm hoping the sort of quirky nature of England itself and the interest that some Americans have got in England will help the sales in the US. Having said that, I'm selling very much better in the UK than I am in the US at the moment. Probably, about 40% of my market is in the UK at present. I did visit a couple of days last year, but this is my first con. I've done the expo, and I've met retailers and fans, and I've been able to gauge their reaction on not just the plot, but more importantly to me anyway, things like when to collect a trade paperback and how long to keep things in print, and sort of the business side of things. It's been very, very useful. Who would I see directing it? I suppose the obvious candidates would be people like David Lynch, but really, I mean, if somebody wants to take up the option, then I'll be happy for anyone to direct it, because a small self-publisher needs, a form of additional forms of income to keep it going. I've got no particular preference. There's a film called Grand Canyon, and I can't remember the director's name, but I was very, I thought that might apply to Strangehaven.